Okay, something I've been thinking about a lot lately is burnout. I have a friend who I think exhibits a lot of traits of just being like physically tired and stuff. And then he's also got like he doesn't feel like he has the energy to do things that you'd like to focus on. And in my head, that sounds a lot like burnout. Like he's got a lot of like tabs open in his mind. And I realized that I never really thought about like what burnout means or what it might look like to people. Um, so I thought I might explain what it looks like in my head, like what I'm thinking about when I think burnout. This is what's going on. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I have to have an analogy for everything. So let me just throw it in the ethers and see what happens. So when I think burnout, I'm thinking that the person has a. It's like your brain is a computer, and the computer is got a bunch of different processing, and some computers are more high end than others. Some of them are a bit slower. They're a bit like more, they're not going to be able to handle multitasking very well. Some of them can handle multitasking and something high performance. You know what I mean? So like there's a lot of different ways computers can be, a lot of different minds, a lot of different human bodies, a lot of different human brains. And for me, with ADHD, I have not only, well, ADHD and autism, so I not only have a smaller computer that can only handle a few multitasks and maybe like one high performance thing, that sort of thing. I also have a computer that quite literally forgets what's open and what's not open when it comes to things. Um, and then I also don't know what to prioritize as well because there's no trained conductor, but that's a different thing entirely. But when I think of my brain as a computer, when it comes to burnout, it's basically like you have a bunch of open tabs and maybe they're all on the same browser, maybe they're all on different browsers, maybe they're all about the same things, maybe they're categorized, it doesn't matter. But you have a bunch of open tabs, hundreds and hundreds of open tabs. And you are you're slowing down, your processing is slowing down, your CPU is heating up, your GPU is heating up, and all of a sudden you're starting to like the computer, your brain is processing slower and it's not delivering messages the way it should, and you feel like you don't have the energy, the brain capacity to handle certain high performance tasks, be it from conversations or from like the work that you'd like to prioritize, because those take up spoons, those take up things that their energy to do, brain energy to do. And when you have a bunch of open like tabs, your brain is slowing down. You all these things are open and you're not addressing any of them. You haven't closed any of them, so you can't do those high performance things because all of those things are open. On a computer, when it comes to gaming and stuff, they're quite literally like certain uh, systems in place that will shut down things for the computer to be able to perform that game better. Whereas with your brain, you have to manually do that sometimes. You don't always have the tools to automatically shut things down in your head in order to focus on specific tasks. Um, so to me, burnout is when you have all those tabs open, and because of all those tabs, you can't do any of those high performing things that you want to do. You can't talk to your friends without feeling really tired or like it's a big chore. You can't do the work that you'd want to do because you feel really tired and it feels like a big chore, because all of those tabs are open and you don't have the brain capacity to deal with any of them. And you don't have the brain capacity to add on something new that is more high performing and not just in the background. So to me, like, it's just all these things need to be closed, and when you're on burnout, you just haven't taken the time to go back in your head and close them. So I don't know, it's just one of those things where it's like, it's so odd because I've never thought it, like I never really thought about it much till today. But like when I'm tired of doing the big things, I tend to scroll, and all I'm doing is making it worse by doing that, because it's like oh, this thing was interesting, maybe I'll send it to a friend later, that's another tab open. Oh, this thing was something I relate to, I should think about, I think I should think more on it later. that's another tab open. Like, I'm scrolling and making my processing so much worse, and I'm not able to do those high performing things. And I just, like, it was a really weird thing to think about, because I'm just like, on my computer, I quite literally have like hundreds of tabs open. I've got different things I want to watch, like actually on my real computer, not on my brain, you know. But like, I have actual things that I have open. I have got like tabs that I want to keep up to date with. I've got different things that I want to watch later on. I've got like information open. I have like different, like more higher performing tasks that I would like to get done. Like maybe it could be a graphic that I want to work on or whatever. And I'll gear myself, and I'll just like open the specific browser page that has tabs that I have the spoons for. I didn't realize I was doing it until recently. But like lately, all I've been willing and able to do right now is watch things that I just, you know, really just let my brain kind of not do anything high performance. It's all just background noise. And when I think about it that way, then of course I'm not opening the work that I have to get done for people, and I'm not opening the work that I'd like to get done for myself. No wonder, because I'm focused on all of the tabs that I have open elsewhere, and not the couple tabs that I have open that I need to get done or want to get done, like I want to prioritize. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's like it's almost like a parallel of my real life burnout stages and my in my head burnout stages. It's very interesting to me. But yeah, I was just thinking about it. I'm just like, well, no wonder my friend is so tired. They are thinking, probably have a bunch of things that they're thinking about all the time, and so but they're never like coming to a conclusion. They're never reaching a conclusion on any of them, and so no wonder that they don't feel like they can do art today, or they feel really tired and don't really want to do art today. So they want to do something mind-numbing, like play a game that they know really, really well and can do like without really thinking about it. Like they, you know, can sit there and not talk and just like doom scroll. You know what I mean? Like it's just like I don't know. It's really weird. It's like you turning that, like you have too much going on in your head, but you never, because you're not actively thinking about all the things going on in your head, you don't realize that like there are 50 tabs open that you haven't addressed yet, you haven't closed, you're not going to come back to them. Why aren't you closing them? You know, like they're gone now. They should be closed. And then I guess it's worse for me because as someone with ADHD or just a forgetful mind in general, I might have opened a tab and I just don't remember what is open. I don't remember if it's there. I don't remember what's going on. So that tab might always be running and I will never be able to close it because I will never remember how I got there in the first place, or I will never remember what I was thinking about. I don't know. I just find it interesting. So I guess like people say journaling is good and everything. Like it must be, because you're just getting everything on your brain out. You're not, like, you have to actively think about what's going on in your head and get rid of it so that you can do those high performing things of the day. Maybe that's what journaling for people in the morning is good for, and then journaling at night is good for. It's like you probably opened tabs yesterday or after a dream that you didn't know that you opened, so you have to write them all down, get them out of your head so that you can actually go on with the day. And then after the day is over, maybe you thought about a bunch of stuff that like during the day that you had to like dismiss because you were in the middle of work, or you're in the middle of doing something very important to you, and now you're getting them all out, you're throwing them into a journal, or you're putting a voice memo somewhere, or you're recording something, whatever. You're just trying to get everything out of your head before you go to bed so you can prioritize sleeping instead of scrolling before bed, and instead of like I don't know maybe I'm weird. I don't know. I just, that's the thoughts today. So thanks for thinking with me. Okay. Goodbye.